Hey guys, also here and back from our YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about, as the title suggests, what if Golden Frieza fought Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This is going to be like a little bit different from your typical like what if you would see on YouTube for Dragon Ball, like not really a fan fiction, more just talking about who would win in a fight, and also bringing up like hypotheticals, like for example if Gogeta or Vegito came along, if that would even like change the outcome whatsoever. If you go to enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll start off talking about GT Goku, as a lot of people seem to like downplay him, at least when it comes to, you know, versus talks. When it comes to GT Goku, it's clear that like his timeline is the same one that takes place in the non-canon Dragon Ball Z movies, as you have things for, like, for example, in the Super 17 arc, you have Z Broly coming out in the afterlife. You also have like Goku knowing the Dragon Fist, which he only knows in the Wrath of the Dragon movie, and like the people that made GT were the same as the ones that made the movie, so it makes sense. This means that as a Super Saiyan 3, he was capable of shaking, you know, the afterlife, which is a universe in size. And he did this to Super Saiyan 3, as was said, and therefore Ultimate Gohan should scale higher than that. Ultimate Gohan, in GT, kept on training and was capable of stacking Super Saiyan on top of his ultimate form, which means that Ultimate Gohan would be 50 times universal. And base Goku, at the start of the series, could beat him up no problem. And again, base Goku in GT then around 50 times universal, but it gets a little bit more crazy. You see, as a Super Saiyan 3, he was getting absolutely destroyed by Baby, and yet, you know, Oob, who, you know, after fusing with Majin Buu, or absorbing Majin Buu into him rather, was capable of fighting more on par with Baby Vegeta. The reason why this is important is because Super 17 comes along the next arc and destroys Majin, and Goku as just Super Saiyan was capable of keeping up with said Super 17. Also, something quick I forgot to mention, like I'm only now just adding this in like post-editing. Oob was actually capable of keeping up with Golden Uzaru Baby, which is much more impressive. The difference between Super Saiyan like Goku and Golden Uzaru Goku would be 10 times, which means that Goku would have got 10 times more powerful in between arcs. There's also the fact that at the end of the series he absorbs the Dragon Balls, which made Sin Shenron 10 times more powerful, so you can realistically make GT Goku 10 times more powerful than that. However, it's also notable to say that he was capable of breaking his limits in the fight with Omega Shenron. And when this happened, he was capable of holding a blast back in base form. And previously, he was fighting Omega Shenron in Super Saiyan 4, which means that Super Saiyan 4, you know, Goku would then be equal to base Goku towards the end of the series, which means you can basically stack all his multipliers on top of an already jacked, you know, power. To get like Super Saiyan 4's multiplier, we need to look at Baby Vegeta, who's capable of absolutely bullying around Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Baby Vegeta was later going to become a Golden Uzaru, which combines the multipliers of the Uzaru and Super Saiyan, making it a 500 times increase, which therefore means that, like, because Super Saiyan 4 is able to keep on par with the Golden Uzaru, that means that Super Saiyan 4 is 500 times that of Super Saiyan 3. So what does all this information mean then, right, to get it down to some numbers? GT Goku in base, before breaking his limits, is 10 times on top of 10 times greater than a Super Saiyan, you know, Ultimate Gohan, who, as we already said, was 50 times universal, which makes base Goku in GT 50 times universal. Applying the Super Saiyan 4, you know, multiplier we have on here, you know, we multiply Goku's power by 400 to get Super Saiyan 3, which would be 2 million times universal, and then that by 500, you then get 400 billion times universal for Super Saiyan 4. As we said, he broke his limits and essentially made that his base state against Omega Shenron. As dumb as it sounds, it happened, which makes base GT Goku 400 billion times capable of destroying the universe, which means that his Super Saiyan form at this point would be 20 trillion times capable of destroying the universe. Super Saiyan 2 Goku, like 40 trillion times universal. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, 80 trillion times universal. And this would make Super Saiyan 4 Goku 16 quintillion times universal. I know there's a lot of big numbers, but, you know, I'll get to fully explain what these numbers really mean when we get to comparing Gold and Frieza. Speaking of which, by the way, we're only going to be comparing Revival of F Gold and Frieza. I think that would be pretty obvious to make it a fair fight. And getting into that, you know, Frieza in his final form is capable of keeping up with base Goku. And now, of course, base Goku was beating him, but he was able to keep up with him. This is the same base Goku that scales to God Goku from the Battle of Gods movie, who is capable of absorbing the Super Saiyan God Ki into him, into his base form. Which means that he is as strong as he was as a Super Saiyan God as he is in base, you know, in the fight with Frieza. As a Super Saiyan God, he was capable of destroying the universe in a few punches with Beerus, which is made up of the living universe, the Grand Kai planet, Hell, Heaven, and given the fact that Hell and Heaven are both universes in size, and, you know, there's also the living universe, it makes it bare minimum 3 times universal. Given also the fact that the Grand Kai planet's there, which takes up like multiple galaxies in size due to how big it is, it means that it is more than likely higher than 3 times universal. And when it comes to Golden Frieza, we need to find the multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue is 50 times that of Super Saiyan God, so we just need to find the multiplier for Super Saiyan God and then multiply it onto that. Given the fact that Goku should be around the multi-solar system to galaxy ranges at the end of Z, you can debate that all you want, but for generosity, right, for GT Goku's sake, we're going to have galaxy level Goku at the end of GT, just to, you know, give him the best chance that he has to further emphasize the point of why Golden Frieza is more powerful. You know, spoilers, but, you know, Golden Frieza is more powerful than GT Goku. As if you take the highest end feats or highest end capabilities of destroying a galaxy and the lowest end feats of destroying a universe, you get, like, and then multiply that out by 3, right? Because, you know, it's 3 times universal, as we said. You get around 986 septillion times of a multiplier. And this also includes times it by 50, by the way. So when you multiply this power, right, you know, 986 times, you know, on top of 3 times universal, you get around 2.96 octillion times universal. And comparing the two values, Frieza would be far stronger than GT Goku. To put it into perspective, like, Golden Frieza is 185 million times stronger than GT Goku at his best, right? And like, there are a couple of win conditions you can give to GT Goku, like, for example, Final Form Frieza is absolutely nothing compared to any of GT Goku's forms, so he could very well just blitz Final Form Frieza, and, you know, that'd be the end of that. Although if you allow him time to transform, it's pretty much GG. Yeah, Frieza has his stamina weakness, but it doesn't matter because the fight wouldn't be long to begin with. The only other way you could have Goku win against Dragon Ball GT is him breaking his limits again, which is a bit you know, quantifiable, especially considering, you know, if it was that easy, you could have broken his limits earlier on and in other fights as well. So yeah, let's cover GT Gogeta and Vegito then. For the Fusion Dance multiplier, it is a bit strange because the only real multiplier that's given is Fighter times Fighter. However, this does not make any sense because Fighter times Fighter is also the multiplier for the Potara Fusion, and the Potara Fusion was stated by Elder Kai and Buhan to be inferior to the Fusion Dance. Or rather, superior to the Fusion Dance, not inferior. So the only other, like, multiplier we have here is the GT Perfect file saying that Gogeta is, like, dozens of times more powerful than Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This means it's at most around a 96 times increase, as if it were any higher then it'd be in the hundreds. So, you know, it's not that high, but if you were to just multiply, you know, GT Goku's power by 96, you get 1.56 tillion times universal, which still isn't anywhere close to Golden Frieza's power. But of course, if you take the, you know, the Fighter times Fighter multiplier, then that's fine. It would just be the same outcome as what would happen if Vegito fought Golden Frieza. You see, like, multiplying GT Goku and GT Vegeta's power together, which should be relative to each other, you get 256 undecillion times universal, which is quite frankly, you know, beyond anything that's really comprehensible. And that can be argued to be just Vegeto's base power alone, let alone the Super Saiyan 4 multiplier, which you can debate if, you know, Super Saiyan 4 times Super Saiyan 4 is equal to base Vegito, but if you want to, you know, add Super Saiyan 4 on top of that, you'd get 51 Tredicillion times Universal, which is pretty mad, considering. And Vegito would stomp Golden Frieza the same way that Golden Frieza would stomp Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yeah, there's not much else to it than that. And of course, if you think Gogeta's as powerful as Vegito, then, you know, obviously it would just be this. It would just be the same. Gogeta would stomp Golden Frieza. Of course, Golden Frieza gets stronger throughout the series, but when we're talking strictly revival of F Golden Frieza, he doesn't really stand a chance against Vegito. But, you know, as we said, he's going to stomp Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next Dragon Ball Power Scaling video.